So, do you want to do our intro?
Intro, dog.
Or should I do it?
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors.
But
I do the job when you want to speak. Intro, dog.
I thought about it for a second. I was like,
that's the competitive nature that came out of CP.
And hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to INCS Loud. And today we have a guest right here with us. Gentlemen, how are you doing, my brother?
Ipholile leyo intro. We have a multi-talented guest who's a celebrity just like Maurice Dry, who's on TV, no stranger to the camera. When I say multi-talented, he's appeared on absolutely amazing, incredible soapies in South Africa. And I've watched him like look guy. He follows me on Instagram as well. So yeah, man. I'm going to repeat myself. Mad talented. I'm super excited about today. Yes. I'm super stoked because we can relate to each other. Celebrities. Yeah. Now I know why CP doesn't do the intros.
This is why I hire the pros.
Okay.
I don't do this.
Throwing it over to CP.
Wow, I'm surrounded by celebrities. Okay.
I'm kidding, man. But yeah, hey, just to get you warmed up. Welcome to INCS Loud. It's not Common Sense Loud. I'm Maurice Try. You've got Uzalo, the cool guy there that says anything and everything. And we got Sipe, the guy behind everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, today you are our special guest. And yeah, we're just going to be unpacking every single thing being an actor in South Africa. And yeah, being a celebrity.
First and foremost, please introduce yourself.
About time. Yo, the whole Maurice is taking all the limelight here. Yeah.
So, by the way, Maurice, I follow her on Instagram. But okay, so you guys, I'm Othembele Nomgca. There's not much to say about me, but I was born in the Eastern Cape, grew up in KZN in a small town called Ikokstad. Then later moved again to Durban to study further. I didn't know at the time, I was just playing rugby. I just didn't know what to do. Just playing rugby.
What did you come here to study?
That time, I had chosen what? Journalism, then the drama, yonke lando. And then when I got it drama, I was like, okay, shooty, I must do it drama. Because the rugby thing didn't work out. I was like, I'm a villain, drama. So that's pretty much about it. Yeah, boy. Yeah. That's me.
Okay, so first and foremost, what I know about you is you had a role on the prominent South African TV show Uzalo. And you were the first ever closer speaking actor on Uzalo. Now tell me something. Does your life change after you get a role like that on a major South African TV show?
It depends, guys. I need to find a change your situation at home. It must change. Everything else must change. Like just your life has changed. You're followed by so many people and stuff like that. But from Leon it has changed in a way because yo, here's this guy. Can we take a pic?
Here's our hero.
Yeah. Because like you said, I'm the very first one. Like there has never ever been in my family anyone who has been a professional actor. Not in the school that I come from, which is a Mount Kari. Not in the town that I come from. Actor, especially on Uzalo, you understand? Even the town in Sogaku and Fed, up on the Zalo Konan, Flex stuff. No one, literally no one. So can come back on the lando, neba, hey, I won't answer the chap. Even Elalin, yo. Yeah, I go for Nguelo. So it changes in a way. Because not December, I'll tell you a story. Durban didn't get die of Valo Spa. But like most of the days, and my brothers go to the shops.
So ngicela ukuphuma nje.
Angeke ngiphume yabo. So it changes. It's not just okay in their act and then uphume and then people are not gonna react to that. They definitely gonna react. Yeah, so it has changed in that way. Good. I was saying we Othembele, who just walks around the town. There's certain things of uzijonge ngoku yabo.
So Uzalo was like your first big breakthrough basically into the acting industry.
Yeah, I would say role. Yeah, the very first one, because then I had never shot soap, but I've done a little bit of these short films, as I say, KZN Film Commission. Maybe I'm sure Yamazu I'm sure you know him. He's a big friend of mine. So he produced some of those and he would call me to set and figure and bukele. This is 2019, 2018.
Okay.
In 2020, while I'm doing my last year duty, I get this role.
Yo!
And I'm like,
that's a major bag.
Yeah. Finally got indlela ndayifumana ngayo. Zotini. I was going to try nje. Like, ukubona landu kuthiwa uzoba you're speaking extra, you're featured extra. Ngafika ngishaya 4 line bam, ngishaya ngesizulu. Isizulu sami ngeke asihlangani kahle. On set and I'm like, kuSimphiwe Majozi, the guy I was acting with, I'm like, say, "Elibetha ngesixhosa then." Okay. The director says, I shine ngesixhosa, libethe ngesixhosa, and then I go home. Maybe like 2 weeks production calls and like, we wanna write the character for you. That's actually gonna speak his thoughts. Wow. So that's how it actually came about.
So now you're on set on Uzalo, you see these amazing characters. It's your first gig.
Yeah.
How was it, dog?
Yeah. I don't know, hey?
I mean, you fresh blood in the production.
At the same time, I felt like, nangu mamgabsile.
Veteran actors, veteran actors.
Yeah, Sarafina, yabo, ubono obamkunze, and you're like, yo, bab masoja, hey, you know, and you a little bit like bokolandoti. Do I belong here? Am I supposed to?
No.
And then again, the fact that you lap, it means you're supposed to be here. And then drama school, but actually, this is what I do. So what's there to be scared of?
Yeah, definitely.
And the character that you played on Uzalo?
So the character, it is so basically like character is a young boy, Suke Eastern Cape, comes to Durban to hustle.
Perfect for you, basically.
Catered.
Did a bit of method acting.
Yeah, exactly. Because ichinja lapha ke macherini because the guy and I uthando mama badala, so he's a Ben 10 basically. We thandela nje is gogwana, like very yeah. So
yeah, fresh Eastern Cape.
Fresh Eastern Cape, wherever it's ow.
Define the board and the find now find fresh Eastern Cape, yeah. So basically that's about it in the character, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, being an actor in South Africa is a process, right? And auditions. Up and down, being rejected. What's the process like? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that you can't just walk into an audition and then instantly get it. There's like processes and stuff like that until you get that specific role that you are looking for.
Yeah. I like to like and say, because I did a theater. Like live performance. I didn't know anything about lights and I didn't know anything about those things. So we are like, okay, I'm stepping into a different zone. So it takes practice. Like I have a YouTube channel. So like bendinogu practice camera. I bought a camera around 2019. I'll just practice big phone, camera yampa, do a monologue, play around with my friends. Like say, my sense is scene ganje. Mind you, we're theater students. We're not exposed to this. We just do it in jail for the love of acting. And it's actually the process of preparing ourselves for this thing. And when I'm now starting to finally get film auditions and TV, it's almost like I've done it before. There's really it's like you've done this thing before. I read my lines many times as much as I can. Try and get a different approach to the scene. But the scene, how can I play it different? And maybe I give it to my friend and say, how would you say this? Yeah. How would you say this? Give it to someone who's a non-actor. Don't act. And you're gonna find something from them. So that's how I prepare my auditions. I try to give it to different people by phone side that I can tackle it. And then that's it. Once you're in the audition room, there's no turning back. Even if you make a mistake, you just go.
Yeah. Earlier you said that you came to study journalism and other studies, but what made you go into acting? Like what pushed you into acting itself?
Yo, bruh, till this day I don't have an answer to that. Like, andazi mfethu, because ndithi ndandidlala rugby, I was sure ngizoba a professional rugby player. Convinced. I was convinced. I looked up to a lot of guys, that even college boys that went to these schools. My trials. Yo, gents, that was the talk. So my professional rugby players, that's all. So metric, I don't make Craven Week, I don't make Grand Como. Okay, I apply academy side. I get in. I'm like, hey, do I want to go to academy side or not? My mom's not gonna pay for this. And then from there I went to DUT, bro. Or I had applied, metric. I went there to audition. I got a call back. I'm like, hey, this thing I try it. Then Makpela and Junyaga, we go for the final round, my auditions. I think they were like almost close to 3,000 students. And at that time, DUT was looking specifically for 20 actors. Abazuthat, like fresh. I made the 20. I was like,
Did you do art in high school?
Only singing.
Singing only?
Yeah,
okay.
I did your choral music.
But nothing in relation to...
I didn't do drama. And I didn't act. All the time. I mean, at last period, I was that kid who petty bola rugby. Makpela in class. Makpela in class. Ma'am, sure. Afternoon class, angiko. Yeah, but I thought maybe at some point I was even going to fail matric or something.
Because you were so dedicated to...
I was dedicated to rugby. While others were going to afternoon classes, I'm at the rugby practice. So I think that for me can go out of 3,000 students. I get to be part of this 20.
20, yeah.
Suka, this is my thing. I'm going to follow this thing. And Vele, I had... Now a lot of things came back, but you've always loved this thing somehow. Because even at home, the one thing that I can say really brought me into acting, I don't know if you guys would know it. It's an old story. It's called Ikyala Lamawele. You don't know that?
No. I don't know.
Yo, guys, you must see that thing. But even if you can watch it, Uzamwima Melisis, or maybe Konga sounds close, but Uzamwima Melisis, it's very good. Even the way how those guys play those characters, it's a very nice story. That thing I can say that brought me into acting, and I knew then later on was like, oh, that's why in J.
That's why you're on Uzalo.
So essentially, you had always been a storyteller.
Yeah, I can say.
You had always been a storyteller in some capacity.
Yeah.
And then essentially, you came to DUT and you learned theater.
Yeah.
And then, so I think off air, we were talking about how theater affects acting.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know if you guys know this, but like Game of Thrones, all of the actors on Game of Thrones, they were all big theater majors, and they had all done like major like theater productions. Now you specifically, you've acted in Julius Caesar, and that's like old school, like Shakespearean, proper hardcore theater.
Yeah.
How does that shape your screen acting?
The understanding, I feel like when it comes to soapies, specifically soapies, everything is happening fast. You know, like we want to shoot now. There's 5 scenes, get done with it. So now when you come in as a theater actor, you already know how to quickly read the script and understand the text quickly. So it doesn't become an issue to understand and actually portray what is on the script, because the script is just a line and a line, but you have to act what is in between those lines. And that's what most people that didn't do theater miss. It's like, you just missed it. So that's what happens.
Because we were discussing that the script is just essentially a guideline. It's not telling you how to act. It's giving you a guideline of what the character is. So you need to give the character life, because that's what acting is. You give it life. And if you fail at that, then you're not really an actor, because you're failing to give the character life. Because anyone can play the role of Julius Caesar, but it takes the actor to give life into Julius Caesar. So essentially, that's what most people do miss. But yeah, no, continue as you were saying.
Yeah, but also Singa Libali, the side of even theater actors sometimes, I feel like they mess up a lot of good scenes on television as well. As much as it is good, but sometimes they tend to take theater with them in terms of they exaggerate everything. Whereas camera is a little bit, it's like it's internalized. Whereas a theater
because the camera catches everything.
Yeah, especially the eyes.
Somebody could be at the back row and they have to be able to feel like
you're part of it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happens most of the time. Like, for example, I'll make for just a small example. If I was to say in theater, so guys, we're in this house. But on camera, you're just going to be like, we're in this house. Because already the camera can see the house. So there's no need to put gestures
to emphasize.
Well, everything is just
condensed.
Yeah. So you can try.
And do you think that the avenue for acting is difficult or easy in South Africa, more especially in Durban?
I couldn't see him, Afet. It's very hard. I won't lie. And I think it's because we're not given the right information as well. Sisapuma is Golweni. We don't know how much we should actually be even charging or where to actually go with it. We don't know those kind of things. For example, I've never been to a workshop, camera acting. I've never been. It's things that I learn. Angivulu Denzel Washington lapha ekhuluma kwi-interview ethile, watch YouTube, take what I know from theater ngizama ukuhlanganisa nalokho. But I feel like awekho la amathuba lawo. So we do get an audition, but you're gonna mess it up because
you don't know. Yeah.
I've seen terrible self-tapes. Like really terrible self-tapes. And a person comes to him like, I did my best there. I'm like, sure, bro.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to get into the field that you're in? Like you're saying, you've seen terrible self-tapes, I mean, you've had the experience and you're still working on yourself as well. What advice would you give to a person?
I would say...
who's trying to perfect.
Yeah. I would say, be scared of being embarrassed firstly. I feel like a lot of people are not scared of being embarrassed, guys. Now, I don't want to go to with film, take this role, and then producer. I think we might have to recast you or something like that. It happens.
Sure.
Try to make sure that you have everything that it takes, all the tools. You have all the tools. Yeah, but so that when you get to set, you know almost everything. Because there's going to be surprises. Yeah. You're going to learn this one thing and then it's shot the other way. So you have to be equipped. You have to know enough and be confident. There's a lot that you need to work on. Your charisma on set. The way how you play those characters. What makes me want to watch you, Sipe? Those kind of things. Those are the things I can say people must work on. Go to workshops. Try to work on your confidence. Your confidence is very key as well.
How does a person work on their confidence as an actor? Because largely, from us looking from the outside in, you're already on TV.
You're already popping.
We've seen the end goal. We've seen the end of your journey, basically, of what you had to do to get to where you're at.
But now that you're here, how do you work on your confidence when you're already on television?
A person like me in Jay.
Yes.
Or someone who still wants to get a role or something like that.
I mean you specifically.
How do I work on Mna?
Yes.
I think for me, it's it's allowing yourself to be criticized as well. I think from there, if you can take criticism well as much as you take the praise that you get from people, I think that's where you grow, because also you criticize, or you're comfortable with getting that criticism and actually grow from it. Like if I see shoot a monologue and send it to me, and then you're gonna take like 3 hours to shoot it because you're actually scared about dizotini. Those are the things that slowly they build a confidence. Allowing people to see your art. That's one of the hardest thing I've seen. Like I would do a show. Like I think, when was it? 2021. I did a show. Now it's time for people to come in a theater, and I'm like, hey, ningavuli up. Confidence and shy confidence. Ningavuli and funaban bangin. But they come to see the show. And you've practiced. You've done everything. There's nothing you're gonna do.
You prepared yourself as much as you can. Yeah.
And then I let them in, and I do the show. And from there, I grew. I grew a little bit and a little bit. I can still grow, I believe, yeah.
You mentioned that you've always been a rugby person, that kid in high school.
Yeah.
You're doing drama now. And I feel like you've always been a creative person. You've always been in the art side of things. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because apart from what you're doing right now, that's being an actor, right? You also dabble in, you know what I'm about to say. What am I about to say?
Yeah,
What are you about to say?
What am I about to say? I could be wrong. It's Hombe.
Oh, photography. Yeah, you.
It's Hombe. You're also a photographer as well.
I was worried for a sec. Also, what you want to say? Like, what do you mean? What devil am I doing? What are we doing?
Okay,
now?
maybe I was exaggerating a bit. I'm so sorry.
It's not theater.
It sounds like he's got an OnlyFans.
It's not theater, Maurice.
I mean, you know, being an actor, photography, all in the artistic side of things.
Yeah, I think the photography thing, as nyizinto guys, I don't know, fantasy is boy and as nyindlela. Like the lento, khona ubhuti wami ne ekhaya usebenza mine manje. Back then in the days, he had a Canon. I was shooting ngayo abantu elalini for like 10 rands. Now I'm realizing this thing late, and I'm like, hi man. Now I'm actually doing the same thing. I'm taking people's pictures, and so leando how it came about. Benokbuka nje izithombe zabantu on Instagram, like, hey,
this could have been done,
this could have been done like this. This could have been, and again, there's time I'm izithombe ezinhle mfethu. Thanda izithombe ezinhle nje. Even if ushooting a phone, i-angle maybe khona. Yebo? Ubekho la angle.
Yeah, you and Maurice will get along quite well.
Celebrity vibes.
Your boyfriend's helping you, so please.
Stop it.
Put I see editor kancinci siyenze it in a shade nan. So I think that's why then I was like, okay, let me buy myself a cam, have a few things, backdrops, a few lights. Well, I just sold those things now. I'm saying as. Why
did you
You
sell
want
your
to share
gear?
the story?
Why did you sell your gear? Who sells their gear?
Yeah, bro. Circumstances, man.
Okay.
But in terms of color back.
You know CTE?
What is it?
So CTE is the concussion syndrome.
Oh yeah.
What is it called? It stands for something very deep, but essentially every single time you get hit in the head and you have a micro concussion.
Yeah.
So people know when they get concussed, right? Like you get knocked out and you wake up and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
But you don't know when you get micro concussed, which happens a lot to rugby players and NFL players. So CTE is a disorder that happens later on in your life. Where, for example,
it comes back.
some NFL players, they'll commit suicide, or they've been caught like masturbating in public, or they'll kill their wives. Yeah, we are recording.
Okay.
You know Chris Benoit, the wrestler? Do you remember he used to do the flying headbutt?
Yeah.
Remember Chris Benoit?
WWE with the long tights, with the Wolverine stripes.
With the Wolverine stripes.
I come and did.
I know Undertaker.
It was Eddie Guerrero's best friend. He did the crossface.
Yo, andiyazi kwalo chap.
I'll show you a picture.
So Chris Benoit, he
Chris
used to
Benoit.
do this move where he'd jump off the top rope and he'd hit guys with his head. And he did it every single night. And eventually he went crazy. He killed his wife, his
Entire family.
children,
Entire
and
family.
he killed himself.
Yeah.
He after he strangled his wife and kids, he put himself under one of those like gym machines, you know, the ones that you pull.
Yeah.
And then he put the weight on maximum and he pulled it all the way down. And then he put his head under the thing and then he let go.
You must see, that's terrible.
So like CTE is a thing that affects like rugby players, NFL players who have retired, and their brains like go.
So how do you treat it? Like, I mean,
You can't treat it. It's
can't.
untreatable.
Oh, there's actually a
brain
movie.
Yeah, it's the movie.
Lego Will Smith.
Exactly. These are your people.
Yeah, these are the people. Kuthanda utsho kanje nje wena. Hey, Will Smith got. But
This guy.
andiyazi le chap andiyazi.
can I have a look?
Chris Benoit.
Bethu yazi
And
thina
Eddie Guerrero.
No.
andiyazi chap. Yo thina we didn't have the TV kaloku ngela xesha.
That's very dangerous though, hey?
Yeah.
Like what you were talking about.
No, but the
Extremely
thing is-
dangerous and
But like, if you
scary.
think about it in terms of you switching career paths, it's a bit better. I mean, it's tricky because you're probably as famous now as you would be if you were a rugby player.
I mean kono kolisi phande ngubani mna.
Never know. You never know. You could be the next seal police.
I was on Landil. Be the first Xhosa captain for SA. Who knows?
Yeah, well, white hat and but yeah, but I feel a little bit sure. But kodwa ke khona ama cases owaziyo that have been reported like eMzansi.
In South Africa. There's none that I have specifically heard of. But if you probably go into the research, like if you probably go and you check things out, you'll probably find that people have done some loopy stuff. Yeah. But the argument is that, so compared to rugby with NFL, in NFL they have padding, right? And the issue with the padding is that when you have padding, you go harder because you think that you're protected.
That's it, yeah.
And when you wear a helmet, your head bobbles around. So your brain is bouncing around something. So it's bouncing around something that is then bouncing around something as well, which causes more micro traumas. Rugby players don't have a
Padding.
loose helmet. You have the helmet that's completely stuck. So it's like it's one membrane. And also subsequently, when you get hurt, you feel that you're hurt immediately. And like, I think like you know, like a head-to-head clash, guys would stop immediately. Whereas in NFL, there's guys who tackle head first. That's their style. Their whole thing is head first tackles. And rugby, because you don't have as much padding, the whole style of tackling has to be a lot more. You're thinking about your body's longevity when you tackle.
Yeah.
You're thinking about going in with your shoulder. You're not trying to go in head first. And I don't know. You do get dirty rugby players, right? Who go for like tackles that are like a guy will go for like your kneecap or something. That's like dirty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess there are guys who will try to like push you down so that you do get hit on your temple specifically. But I do think it's a bit safer than NFL. But CTE is really something that could have been a concern.
Yeah, I know with boxing are cool, but after a long time, those guys maybe speech problems
Exactly.
at some stage. But with eMzansi, what I know is there's something called BoxSmart. So BoxSmart, they introduced it at like early grades though, where like maybe there will be SA rugby people that come to schools and they coach how to do a ruck, how to scrum, that's why you see now and again there's lesser and lesser injuries. I think now it's become much better than before. It's still not safe, but akufani. So BoxSmart, even coaches, you can't coach without a BoxSmart license. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, well, even at school, the coach has to have a BoxSmart license to actually say, I'm a coach. So there is those things that they are trying to protect the players from. Maybe at high school, under 16, you're always going to have to wear shoulder pads. If you're in the scrum, you have to put on your scrum caps.
Scrum cap, yeah.
Yeah, but scrum cap is not a thing, but maybe shoulder pads until you are under 18, then you can
Take them off.
go
and
on
then,
with your shoulder. Fuck your shoulder. Yeah. Fuck your shoulder. Yeah. So I think, yeah, now and again, the game is slowly improving. The game is slowly improving.
Okay. and back to acting.
Yeah. I was actually waiting for that.
So, what's one actor or actress you feel is you gain your inspiration from, or you would like to mimic in terms of what they've done in their lives, or just in terms of how the roles they played?
Yo, boy, Kumbuze. Yeah, this guy knows me. We've been friends from 2013. He knows me. From 2013, boy, grade 8 God. So I think, who would that be?
Baningi.
Not really. Yeah, maybe I said Zolisa Kaluva. You know Zolisa Kaluva. He played Jason in Generations.
I know
him. Diamond Mabuza on
And the Queen, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that guy, but he takes his work serious, and I think that I would like to mimic those kind of things, the respect that he has for the craft,
Have you seen him work directly, like in front of you?
Well, Manditi, like I've seen him mage khuluma ngecraft ukuthi indlela
Passionate about.
Your Wiseman Mncube, I've seen him on set. I see him like almost every day, and watching that guy is like every day. Like he's always gonna do something, and you're like, even the smallest sins, indlela wenza ngayo, like about Wiseman Mncube, those are the kind of actors that I look at. I'm like, yeah, if I can like just follow how these guys do things, I think I would be in the right places in the next 5-10 years. Like Wiseman prepares, like you mbone ehleli ku trailer yakhe funda into yakhe mefika setini akaphathanga script, so he's those kind of actors. He doesn't go ngeke umbone setini ephethe side, banomnye boy. Of course, I love Denzel Washington.
Yeah, of course.
I love Denzel Washington. You that time earlier. Yeah, born. Now we touch a serious in craft yake. Omamela pama interviews, you listen to how he prepares himself for his interview. Yeah. I think those are the actors that I can say. Yeah, like born.
What would be your dream role, if you like for any movie that you've seen or many movies to come? What would be your dream role as an actor for you that you would like to actually act?
I wanna be a bad guy, man.
You wanna be a villain? What about Thanos?
I wanna be a bad guy. I even wrote this on the status, and you mean I'm like, give me a suit and a gun, let me kill someone.
I feel like that's Daniel Washington inspired in between.
Funny enough, weeks after, and then dear Joe for this audition that I got. Can we try out to Othembele? Brian, can you please get a hold of Othembele? You wanna try him out for tomorrow? There's a role we wanna see, but how would it be if he has close? Then I'm auditioning Glomjita, and he says, man, I see you in a suit, having a knife or a gun. And I'm like, yes, bro. So, but those are the kind of roles I want to play. Kuhluke kodwa ke sometimes bangifake nje ngibese skill ngigqoke uniform, ngifake court, ngibe lawyer, ngibe ngudokotela. Those are the kind of roles I think I want.
Basically be everywhere.
Yeah, be everywhere, and ndizibonakalise nami yabo umhluko wami endingawuzisa. Who knows, mhlawumbe nganifaka intwazindone ezwe, but mhlawumbe wenze inwele zami athi wave nyana beli colored. Who knows?
I mean, you could pause. I mean, if you were given a colored role or something.
Yeah,
no.
Ayakufani no abantu mele anisonde niyisondeze bafethu lewe mhlawumbe ndingazama ngesi skin tone sami yabo.
So it's foundation of a nine, foundation.
Those are the things I want to try, bro. Like andifuni ngathi ngikhaleli mfethu ukuba comfortable and just get a role ndiphole ke ngoko nazi ba I have a house, I've got a ngathi ngadlala multiple things.
Do you think that's dangerous when you become a comfortable actor?
Yeah, very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
If you're an actor, try staying for 6 months without shooting anything, without doing any monologue.
Sure.
6 months. So 6 months, you're gonna feel like you're doing it afresh. It's like Nenzani, like you're gonna see. Chances are you're gonna play the last role you've ever played, because that will be your only reference. That will be your only reference. I've seen it many times. So you'll find people so characters have got habits. Njengamanje ngikhuluma, I have these things that I'm doing. You'll find yourself repeating the same habits of the character you've played before because you have not been exercising that thing. Well, it needs a bit of exercise, even if you're not shooting it. Endly.
I was just about to say,
Even if you're not shooting it, just endly and mimic a monologue or do something. What? Basically, just at least do something and watch things. Go to theater, watch how other people portray certain roles, watch movies. It helps.
Do you think it's difficult to get like a solid gig without an agency in South Africa?
Yeah, I would say it's very, 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 because imagine my briefs where I'm an agent. You only see agents as like everyone
they
who's
only work
going
with
there,
it.
and those are big names, eh? Again, I feel when you audition, oh man, figure there's Tobani Nzuza ever. Hey, put them dollar, you know Tobani Nzuza, and I'm like, hey, put them dollar, right hand, right, auditionella in, and he's also auditioning for the
same role that you also
as me, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, and you could see, man, you're and it's like, I know, Paula boy, if the producers want what they want, and if you are what they want, you are in.
Yeah, they'll take you.
We're just happening to be in the same room right now, but I don't know. You could be getting the next SAFTA or because you got it. Yeah, so that for me was like, it's actually wind it out now. So it's hard to get those like
solid
Showmax,
The premiere roles.
Oh, it's hard. If unayo uzozo asekhastiwe kudala and then but hey kunento ezodlala, but they know that already.
But you even see that with the international stuff. The same actors end up being side actors when movies happen to be shot in South Africa. Do you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like Safe House, where it's always the same actors that we've seen for years on South African television. It's never a new young actor happens to be next to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I feel you.
Is there gatekeeping in your industry? Uzalo and Othembele, you don't have to have any auditions. We know who's going to be perfect for this role.
Angeke ndazi specific, and I'm not saying this to hide anything, but like I think what I can tell you is this: in this industry that we're in, we are jongwa qala. Okay, Othembele Nomgca, how many followers does he have on Instagram anyway?
Yeah,
that's so annoying.
Yeah, well, and
cloud. We spoke about this. It's the cloud fame.
Just connects now.
Must jonge alone mfana, and how many does he have? Oh, he's even verified. Much better. Ugh, forget.
So you're telling me you can be talentless and you have your papers in drama, you verified on Instagram, wherever. Clout, you have the clout. Then we have you. You good. You have your papers as well. But you don't have that clout compared to the other guy. You're telling me they'll hire the other guy.
You're not marketable, basically. You're not marketable.
So they want to get attention through that person. They don't really care much about how he's going to portray the person or the character, pardon me.
And you know, like Njengbuich, they're gonna want the one who's verified and everything, but because they believe, and I say this, they believe they're gonna get the viewers. And trust me, if Loam to Low is not gonna get the viewers watching, they just not gonna get the viewers watching because if they take someone who's like an influencer because they want the numbers. If you are Uzalo to Low, they don't follow their content vele, they follow you
as a person.
Not le show akastele kuwe if it's whatever show ayenzwayo, you understand? So for me, I feel like it doesn't help. Just get someone who can do the job, act, and people will just fall in love with that person.
True.
Anyways, and food, it's not a bad thing. I mean, I feel like there's many roles. There's movies coming out all the time. There's short films that are being shot. Even if they can cast new people, I have a problem at all.
But the short film industry as well is a really weird one, man, because on one end, you could end up working on a really good short film, or you could just end up conned and end up on this scam, terrible rubbish film where somebody got funding somehow, but they're pocketing it, and now you're on a set and there's KFC for catering and they're shooting on a Canon. Like, do you know what I'm saying? there's situations where it's like I don't know about the short film industry, especially in KZN. Tell me about your experiences there.
I try bra, all the time. I try to always ask for advice. I like, even now, I always say, and as young in there.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
I see a brief and understand. Like say, ikhona into ekanje kubani oshuta lento. And mazi mina lo mjita lo. Even if ungathiwa ndibona ibrief kuthiwa Siphe is doing it, ubani uSiphe qala. Qale simjonge, simgooglishe, Siphe is doing this, is done. Now I wouldn't mind, let's say Siphe, you're doing a film and you're like, Othembele, I don't have money, bro. I want to do this for maybe a diff. Yabo? Funa ukwenzela a diff. If I see ukuthi you are passionate about this, the story is good. Andazi kakhulu ngezinto ze-cameras kakhulu, but if I can see and I have reference of your work and ndikubona uba ushuta kakuhle, sisebenza kakuhle, why not?
Okay.
But what I cannot take is something ezohamba uyohlala ku laptop yakho ndingayazi noba uyozivele kuphi and spend my time on set ndidla KFC. Then
catch the smoke. Hey, hey.
So for me, with the experience I've seen those kind of auditions and I didn't even go to them. I was just like, I lay film lay, I need
Moshi's
Katsam. I would rather shoot something for free, but in Yazgut it's going somewhere.
So you spot those by research then?
By research.
Did you research us?
Spice.
Well, I think he did because I heard him speaking to Siphe saying, no, I was going through your stuff and I saw you with this, I don't know, interview and all of that. But I think he
makes
did.
sense because Siphe is Siphe, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Research. Wow, Siphe, bangolo. Bangolo, baumer is trying, bangolo.
Follows me on Instagram.
No, but I think that's a good thing. I think other people in the field also need to do that, is research the person who's asking for you to be casted, as well as the producer and director, so you get like a feel. Because it's very easy to get lost or be taken advantage of in a field like this, because it's almost like uncengiwe role, yabo. And in as much as you know what you are as an actor, but in their eyes, like uncengile. So you'll do whatever it takes to get the role, and which is also a problem, because then you what you do is that immorals zakho azikho manje, immorals zakho so keep
uyathatha
you know, and they figure uyathatha, and you will always be known. And that's the thing about this industry, it's so small, you'll always be known as low muntu loyo othatha yabo mo hayi uthi lo mbizo uzocast kodwa uyazi uthi hayi for lento yothola uzokunikeza lento and nangempela yabo. So even if usuyekile leyo nto, you'll always be known, because once it starts you'll always be labeled that guy.
Bram, then something professionally, like really, I'm really now starting to be. I told myself, Kulo 2023. That's why I was like, let me put a pause on this photography thing. I was like, okay, let me just put a pause a little bit on it and just focus on acting and branding myself, and getting myself out there, being known by other people. This year, bro, you send me a contract. I send it to a lawyer to read it.
Nice.
Simple.
Lovely.
Nice.
You and then it comes back. We negotiate it. It's either you want it or you don't.
Yes.
Cause like njengobecho ubaf namanje bazokunikeza whatever amount abafeel ngathi bakunikeza on 800 per day, and then you agree, and then I go and tell awuyavuma mina 800 uyaxoxa uzovuma. And then you're gonna be that person. Shoot when you are worth leyo mali encinci. Mfethu sibadala masibangaka. Siyafuna mfethu uba nezinto nathi siqhubeke nempilo. So uzokhula nini? That's the thing. So injalo. It's business.
Facts.
It's crazy. Something we were talking about off air about myself as well. About that whole gig and all of that. I'm not gonna mention it.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, you know.
But I think people forget, so you are the talent. You're the talent. The show production events is always going to happen, but you are the talent, and you need to brand yourself as the talent. You know what? Most young phone. This is what I come with. This is what I can do. This is what I won't do, and this is what I charge. But if you don't do that, you're not branding yourself as a person. Get back to the serious, because I lumut upopa vel. Most 800 and 800. But what is see as post into it, also post into it. So you are now marketing Leo movie or their events, as well as getting paid below par, and as well as being like the joke of the company, because what's the problem now? What I vel lumut JJ.
Yes, but when you feel surprised, it's when like you are hired by Siphe's production. Siphe Films, and Maurice is my agent. Siphe says, Okay, I don't even speak to CP.
You speak to your agent,
yeah.
you deal with your agent, yeah.
My agent comes to me, Maurice comes to me and she says, Othembele, you are being offered 800 rands or 1,000 rand a day. And then I say, no, tell them I want 10K a day. And then you fight with me.
The agency.
Oh, no, you can't want that amount. We feel like it's... we feel like... are you production or what?
Why is it
Because
we now?
you are supposed to be saying... Okay, fine enough. Let's just have a meeting where you can
be down the middle.
We can speak about what you want. Explain to production why are you crying about this money? Because like now, especially here in Devon, bro. About when you go to Joburg, they're gonna tell you I'm a production. The big agencies, they're gonna tell you we can't settle for this amount of money.
They fight for you.
Yeah,
the agency fights for you.
It's either we pull out or what do you want to do? Do you want to continue or not? Now here, your agent is gonna fight with you that you want a certain amount. No, you can't because this is the job that we have. We've been offered. Oh, can't do bani. Oh, but you're supposed to be speaking for me. But you're supposed
you're my agent.
Yeah,
that's
you're supposed to be
agent,
speaking for me. Aren't you worried that if I get 1,000 rand, how much are you gonna get? How much?
Because you need a percentage from the money that they're going to be paying.
Yeah, and it's crazy percentages as well. Crazy.
Oh, guys, we've just run out of battery power.
Damn. But okay. Just to end it off with the last thing, if you were given an Oscar now, what would your acceptance speech be? Because I know you've practiced it.
Who knows?
You know you practiced it. Every actor's practiced it. Yeah. If you were given your Oscar, what would your acceptance speech be?
I am so and so. Thank you. I'm joking. Yeah, it's not my moment.
I'd thank my mom, my dad. Those guys, they are everything. I am my parents, you know. Oh, yo, but I don't know. But my family, yeah, man, my family, unkulunkulu, and the people that believed in me more especially, because even the talent that I may have, if they really didn't believe that I can do this thing, I'm not even getting that Oscar. So I think a lot of izinto ezininzi engazibuyisela kubo ngabulela bona abo bantu that I've got to work with them to achieve leon, because they actually push you to get
because once they believe in you, then
they take this thing out of you and you show it to the world. So ndingabulela bona kakhulu. Yeah, ndikabulela ngizobulela usiphe sazoproducer hit
retirement. Some retirement usiphe usiphe from films.
Give me some time. Give me some time.
No, I do wish to see the boys back together. Sipe, Sito, and KK and Con. I wish to see you guys back just for one last and Lindo. Just one last ride. One last ride.
We'll make something.
You say it's so sad. We'll be back.
One last ride.
I don't know.
Maybe they produce Fast and Furious 10. Who knows? Maybe they will.
All right. Well, my brother, thank you so much for coming on the show. Yeah. I feel like all of us have learned so much about this industry that we watch and we navigate through all the time. Yeah. Maurice, take us out of here.
It's a wrap. Yeah, man, that's how we are wrapping up INC Islad. Maurice Dry, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for
having me.
Me. First podcast ever.
Like I said, not the last.
Not the last. Oh.
Thank you, man. Love your craft. I am always stalking you on Instagram. You like literally dog. Love your work. Hopefully one day you're an on TV. I'm kidding, man.
Hey, here's who you found.
We celebrity, so we can both relate.
We can relate.
Yeah.
INCS Loud. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're still working on the Facebook part. The Twitter we do have. TikTok we don't have any content. We do, in fact. But yeah, man, that's how we are wrapping it up. And like and subscribe and follow all of us.
You'll see underneath the thing. Just click. Yeah.
What's your handle?
No, we're not doing Instagram.
No, we're not.
No, don't do
It'll
that.
be there.
It will be there. Also, I'm on private.
Here.
People, they know by now I'm on private. You can't just follow me.
You're supposed to go with the flow, guys. Damn. Damn. It's a wrap, man. Thank you so much.